What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for another match reaction, another loss against Napoli this time, 2-1, which puts us in a very awkward position in the league, considering how we look as a team and the games coming on. This was probably one of the quote unquote more easier games on the schedule from now until the end of the season, considering who you play, and we failed to win it. And I think I, I was planning to come on and actually say nothing about Allegri, but I have something to say on him later on. But today, like the football, like possession wise, it is what it is. That's not going to change. The football was a bit better, just purely based on the fact that you had players who are technically more sound than other players in that squad, in that team. That's why the football looked better. But still, like Napoli had all the possession. However, you do not win that game because of yourselves. And when I talk about yourself, I'm talking about the players. You had chances enough to win that game. You had it enough to actually close it out in the first half. You didn't take them, and you lose that game. You lose that game not because you gave up tons of chances. Actually, we gave up close to nothing. Besides the goal in the pen, we didn't give up anything. However, they took them. We didn't take them, and that's why you lose that game. Is as plain and simple as that. But before we get into it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and let's jump straight into it. On the players, because I have something to say on Allegri, but I think like he played the line of the players we all were looking for. Maybe you wanted to see Yildiz, whatever, but I don't think anyone was like, "Oh my God, what just happened with that lineup?" We played well enough in that first half. We didn't like we were in total control and all those things, but we never are. We never are. So I was not expecting that. When I say play these type of players, whatever, I'm not expecting us to be in total control. I'm not an idiot. That's just not gonna happen. However, I was expecting a better a better style of play, like more secure on the ball, be more dangerous. And that was what we were. We were more dangerous. And, I like Vlahovic, but that was an absolute stinkfest. That was an absolute stinkfest. It starts in the first minute. He scuffs a shot. I didn't see a replay. They didn't show a replay. I thought he should have scored there. Then the header, not the easiest, but, for a player with his abilities, you should be putting that away. Hitting the post, okay, that was unlucky. Then before the end, you get it on a silver plate and you blast it over. I'm like, that's horrendous. Like the game should have been played just by your chances. You should have won it in the first half just purely based on your chances. So, like, there are no excuses. That was a poor game from Vlahovic, and I like Vlahovic, but that was shit. You had enough chances. You should be winning that game for us, and you did it. I was like, okay, fine. We can see the crappy goal, or like crappy goal. That was good fun. Kvara, like it took a little deflection, but Bremer, like the clearance wasn't good. Bremer in all, like the first half wasn't good. Second half, fine, but even in the second half, like we Napoli had all the control and we lacked. I don't know what it was. I think it was just pure fitness at one point. We couldn't keep up with it, and it's not that Napoli were playing at a high pace. But you had the Cambiasso shot, wide over again, Rugani at the end. Like, you had enough chances compared to Napoli to not lose that game. But we still lose that game. And that's the only thing that matters. You didn't win that game. The moment you go 1-1, you close it out, because it's that type of game and you don't close it out. And again, I was coming on and I was like, I cannot really blame Allegri. Maybe the subs, but he brought in Yildiz. I'm okay with that. He brought on Nonge. We'll talk about that in a sec. But, brought on Vea. I understood why he took Cambiasso off, because actually he should have got a red. He pulled Farah down and the ref said play on. That was a straight yellow, second yellow, and it should have been a red. He was playing with fire, Cambiasso. He didn't bring in Kostic, which was not needed in that game. So I was like, okay, good. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not really all that fussed about that. I would have kept Miretti maybe on, but he was running out of energy as well. Other than that, I didn't have an issue with that. I was looking at it and I was like, we lose because the players are just missing the chances we create. It's as simple as that. I don't expect us to dominate play. I don't expect Allegri to come out and dominate play. Dominant play. We're not dominant. Yeah, excuse me. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that with Kostic in the team, with Junior. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So I was not expecting that. I was expecting to play better football and create some clear cut chances, which we did. So I don't have an issue with that. You know, you need to stick with it now because what we were doing previously with other players was not working as well. This didn't work because we just didn't finish our chances. It's as simple as that today. And it wasn't a high class game for us. I'm not saying that, you know. Napoli dominate possession. They dominate the possession. But it's not a shock. That's always going to happen. That's always going to happen. Now, like I said, I wasn't planning to say something on Allegri, but what he did with Nonge is just unacceptable. He throws in the kid and he made a mistake. He made a mistake that was unneeded on Osimhen. It's a pen. It's a pen. It's stupid. It's absolutely not needed. But he's a kid. He made that mistake. It happens. You know, it is what it is. Like, I've seen experienced players make those mistakes. It is what it is. You know, it's football. You need to roll with it. You do not sub him off, and not for Danilo. You don't do that. You like, he's 18 or was he 19? Like, mentally, that kid needs to be extremely strong because I have no idea how he needs to feel now. Because I don't care what he says. You subbed him off because of that mistake. I don't want to hear you subbed him off because you want to have Danilo on with corners and all that rubbish. No. That was clear why you subbed him off. And you cannot do that. And even if you want to be the good guy and you want to believe that he wanted to bring in Danilo for a last-minute corner, you just don't do that. You know how it's going to come across. You know how he's going to feel. Like, his, how do you want to call it, motivation or whatever is down the drain now. It's done. Like, it's completely gone unless he needs to be extremely strong and he needs to have a backbone of a top player or a future top player. And he can brush that aside. But you cannot do that. I think that was unacceptable. With 4 minutes to go, whatever, you don't do that. I saw people saying, oh, because of the run-up, he didn't block with the pen. Everybody was too late on that pen. Everybody. Like, you had 3 Napoli players to tap it in before any Juve players. And actually, the Juve players were in the box first. So you cannot blame it on Nonge. That was just poor defending. Chesney makes a save he needs to make. It's on the players. It's not Nonge. It's all of them. They were all too late. You had 3 Napoli players to put it away. So I don't want to hear that as well. You cannot do that. You cannot sub him off. And that looks so bad. That looks just so bad. It looks so weird. And it's, for me, unacceptable. But on the game, like, we're in trouble now. You know, is it 10 points off Roma? But we're in trouble. We're in trouble. We cannot win consistent games anymore. It's very clear. We play Atalanta next week without Vlahovic is suspended. We cannot win consistent games. And you need that because you're going to play Atalanta, Milan, Lazio, Roma, Torino, Bologna. If you're not going to win those games consistent, you're in big trouble. And at this moment in time, we are in massive trouble. It's 10 points. This might sound ridiculous, but the way we're playing and the last couple of weeks, the curve, it just is going down to the point where it says trouble. Because today you shouldn't have lost that game, but we did lose that game. It's actually unacceptable because Napoli are not a good team. I'm not claiming we are, but you cannot lose that game, and somehow we find a way to lose that game. And it's a story since February basically. But that's all I have to say on this one. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video, subscribe, close to 5K, and I'll see you guys later on. Ciao.